Have you ever found yourself still thinking about someone who's already gone? Not gone in a dramatic way, not necessarily gone forever, just not there anymore in the way they used to be. And somehow, you're still holding on. I've been there more than once. Not because I didn't understand what happened, not because I didn't see the signs, but because a part of me kept believing there was something left to hold on to, even when everything said otherwise. Maybe you know that feeling, when conversations start to feel different, shorter, colder, when replies take longer, when the energy shifts, but no one talks about it, and you notice it. Of course you do. But instead of stepping back, you lean in. You try harder. You say more. You give more. You adjust more, hoping that something, anything, will bring it back to what it used to be. But it doesn't. And deep down, you know it. You feel it in the silence, in the distance, in the way things don't quite land the way they used to. But still, you stay. And that's the part that's hard to explain. Because from the outside, it might look like love, like loyalty, like patience. But inside, it feels different. It feels like you're holding on to something that's already slipping away. And no matter how tightly you hold, it keeps moving further from you. So you start asking yourself questions. Did I do something wrong? Was I not enough? Should I have done more? And slowly, without even realizing it, you turn it inward. You start trying to fix yourself for something you didn't break. Because it's easier to believe that you're the reason it changed than to accept that sometimes people just let go. Quietly, without explanation, without closure. And that's what makes it harder. Because there's no clear ending. No moment you can point to and say, that's when it ended. So a part of you keeps holding on to the version of them that used to be there, to the conversations that used to feel easy, to the connection that once felt real. And maybe it was real. That's what makes it hurt. Because you're not holding on to nothing. You're holding on to something that once meant everything. And letting go of that doesn't feel simple. It feels like losing something you never fully got to keep. So instead, you stay in between what was and what no longer is. Not fully in it, not fully out of it, just somewhere in the middle. And that space is exhausting. Because it keeps asking you to hold on, while slowly showing you there's nothing left to hold. And maybe that's what you've been feeling. Not heartbreak in the loud sense, but a quiet kind of loss. One that doesn't end all at once, just fades. Until one day, you realize you've been holding on to someone who already let go. And maybe the hardest part is this. You didn't miss the moment. You felt it. You just didn't want it to be true. And maybe that doesn't make you weak. Maybe it means you cared. Maybe it means what you had mattered. And maybe the fact that you can feel this deeply means something in you is still capable of real connection. Not everyone has that. Not everyone lets themselves feel that. But at some point, quietly, without forcing anything, you have to notice what you're still holding and why. Because holding on doesn't always mean something is still there. Sometimes it just means you haven't let yourself accept that it's gone. And maybe the question isn't why they let go. Maybe it's why you're still holding on.